What's going on, friends? It's Anton Daniels, and I gotta have a conversation with you guys about Tiege Hanley because you see how the sun is hitting me. This is no finesse, no makeup, no filters, no none of that. This is 100% Tiege Hanley. I use it in the morning as soon as I get up, right after I pray and brush my teeth, jump in the shower, and I'm hitting the streets because you never get a second chance to make a first impression. So even though they're giving you 40% off your first order, 20% off for life, even though you may get a free gift, forget all that, right? Because we would do this even if it was full price because it's worth that much. I'm in the streets, I'm kicking it with people when I see Dusties everywhere. You don't want to be them. You want to separate yourself. And the way that you separate yourself is self-care. Ladies get it for the fellas. Fellas don't wait for the ladies to get it for you. I'm about to hit the streets right now and I'm feeling confident. I'm feeling great. I mean, I already got confidence, but to have that extra boost of confidence, knowing that you've taken care of yourself and you set yourself apart from all of the rest of the sheep that's walking around making bad decisions on a daily basis. And it's reflected in their actions. It's reflected in the products that they use. It's reflected in the people that they follow. And so if you're trying to level up, if you're trying to make sure that you look good, they're going to send you the pack. They're going to give you all of the instructions on how you're supposed to use it. Then make sure you get your Tiege Hanley. Again, 40% off your first order, 20% off for life. Get your free gift. Make sure you tap in with your boy Anton Daniels because Unc is never going to lead you wrong. I would never have you use a product that I don't use myself. Again, they've been rocking with me for a long time. Make sure you get your Tiege Hanley. I love you. I appreciate you. I'm going to holler at you guys later. What's going on is Anton from AntonDaniels.com. I appreciate you guys for continuing to rock with us. Thank you for tuning in for another edition of the Millionaire Morning Show. I am your host, Anton Daniels. What up, what up, what up, what up, what up? Dog, we had a fire alarm in the building. I don't know what the heck was happening this morning. Had a fire alarm in the building. And so a little bit before the show was scheduled to start at 12 o'clock, they made us evacuate the entire building. And that's not good. So what's going on, friends? How y'all feel? It is Tuesday, October 28th, 2025, year of our Lord. A lot of people want to ask, why is Anton vlogging? This is my vlogging camera right there. You see the screen right here? And I can switch it around and do it vertically. This is my vlogging camera. Why is Anton vlogging? Because you will see this tomorrow. So I'm dropping a vlog today on Darth Anton. I'm dropping a vlog tomorrow. And I am back vlogging every single day. You know what I'm saying? So, yes, I did run really fast. I'm out of breath, actually. So I had to run all the way back up the stairs because they wouldn't even let us use the elevators and so on and so forth. But we're back. We're back. It's the Millionaire Morning Show. We ran it up. We had a great show last night. So shout out to everybody that tuned in last night. We had a phenomenal show on the Room 9 channel. And let me also say this. Yes, K. Cooper, that is the truth. I do not stop working. So a couple little housekeeping tips, and then I want to share something with you guys. So we will be live streaming on Room 9. And as of right now, the Room 9 channel, let me see something. Has 98,000 subscribers. The Room 9 channel. Let me share this with you guys right now. Man, this is beautiful. I'm collecting YouTube plaques like infinity stones. You know, we got the plaque for the Millionaire Morning Show, so we got that one. And then obviously we also have this one. So this is the Anton Daniels channel one. We are at 98,000 subscribers, so I'm looking to get another silver plaque for 100,000, but that one is going to be for the team. All right. So if you guys haven't subscribed, make sure you go and subscribe to Room 9. And so we're going to be passing a milestone probably within the next month or so, right? Within the next couple of weeks. But this is the one that came in the mail yesterday. This is the one that came in the mail yesterday. Let me zoom in for a quick second. So this is the one that came in the mail yesterday. Y'all see it? This one is for y'all. All right. This is the first gold one. The first gold of many plaques. And I'm very, very thankful. I'm very, very appreciative. This was when we crossed 100,000 less than 18 months ago. I believe less than 18 months ago, we crossed 100,000 on the Anton Daniels channel. And then we finally got the gold plaque, which is actually the same size. It's literally the same size. See? It's literally the same size. So we got the Anton Daniels channel one. This one mean a lot. This one mean a lot. It is. And you could say, well, you know, it's just material or it's just a plaque or whatever like that, right? But it is meaningful to me because I work my ass off for it. And so the one beautiful thing about this, and the reason why it's meaningful, and it may not be meaningful to other people, and if you was able to achieve one and get one yourself, you would love it because everybody want one, but very few people really understand how hard it is to work to get one. This is not something that you can just sleepwalk your way through. You got to work. You have to literally work your ass off. So when you see me vlogging with this one right here, it's because I want more. And I like the feeling of it. You know? This is our platinum plaque as a content creator. This is like the gold. Remember when you used to get the gold, the RIA certified gold plaque with this one? Actually, it's much more meaningful than a platinum plaque because you could just get marketed to a platinum plaque. You got to work for this one. And another reason why this is so meaningful is because we did it without help. And I always used to look at the rappers and stuff like that and say, if I was to ever become a rapper, I would want to do it like Tech Nine. You know what I'm saying? I would want to be the Tech Nine of rappers. A lot of people don't even know who Tech Nine is. But Tech Nine is probably the richest amongst rappers. You know what I'm saying? Because everything he do internal, in-house. He hire his own employees. He press up his own merch. He doesn't use the machine. He looks at himself as a machine. He has his own cult following. And we got it out the mud, man. We got it out the mud. So that's why this is so meaningful to me, is because we actually worked our ass off. We didn't miss no days, 0 days. I streamed in Japan. I streamed in Romania. I streamed in Mexico. I streamed all over the United States. I moved my schedule around when I was supposed to stream and when I was supposed to create videos and stuff. And so it's meaningful. It is, man. It's meaningful. And so, you know, we didn't take no shortcuts. We didn't use no sponsor money. We didn't do none of that, man. This is 100% organic. We didn't cheat. We didn't cheat the game. We just pushed. We just kept working our ass off. And here's another one. Here's another reason why that shit is so meaningful. Let me stop cursing. Why it's so meaningful. Another reason why this is so meaningful is because It's beautiful. It's so gorgeous. It's because we didn't uh we didn't have to. We got it the long way, man. You know what I'm saying? We didn't hate on nobody else for getting theirs. When other people was running it up, when other people was growing, when other people had their moment, when other people had their movement and stuff, we never tried to down them. We never tried to hate on them. We just celebrated everybody. We wasn't no hater when it come to getting to that money, when it come to getting to the success. We just was like, yo, we feel you, we love you, you killing it, big dog, all of that stuff. We never, ever, ever, ever tried to hate on nobody or prevent nobody from getting a bag. We just celebrated people. You know what I'm saying? So it's different. It means something because we did it the right way. We didn't take no shortcuts and we got it out the mud on our own. So no matter what, whether you got this one or this one, we got the Millionaire Morning Show one out there too. Maybe I should put the Millionaire Morning Show plaque out here instead of having it out there. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But um we got it out the mud, man. Straight up. And so what's up next? I think we can do 2 million by next year. I think we can get the Millionaire Morning Show to 1 million next year by the end of next year. I think that we can get after hours within the next month. We can get after hours to 100,000. I think that by the end of next year, we can get the Darth Anton channel to over 250,000. And I think that we can get the Anton Daniels channel to 2 million by the end of next year. And so what's the next journey? Because I said that I wasn't going to talk about it until I crossed 1 million. Next journey is journey to 10. 10 years to get 10 million. I might retire after that. That's the honest to God truth. Once I hit 10, I think I'm going to retire, bro. I'm going to wrap it up. Not retire the channel, but maybe pull back a lot from ever streaming. So journey to 10 million. If I get to 10 million subscribers, I might pull a PewDiePie and just be like, I'm going on vacation. Yep, almost to 1.1 already. Almost to 1.1 already. So while they whine and complain and hate and sit in their cars and feel some type of way while they got to go back to work in the morning, we just going to keep working. And let me tell you one more thing before we get started with the show. One more thing before we get started with the show. Keep working. Keep working. Just work. If she piss you off, y'all know how y'all girl be. Work. If everything is going wrong at that particular time and you feel like can't nothing go right, cut on your work and cut on your laptop and work. If everything is going well, you know how you celebrate? I'm about to work. No matter what your circumstance is, you be consistent. Don't stop. Don't stop. And I ain't even just talking about from a content creator's perspective. I'm talking about just from a general perspective. Don't stop. Don't stop working. Let that be your outlet. Let that be your fuel. Let people keep talking no matter what it is. People going to hate on you. They're going to say wrong things. They're going to disrespect you. It's going to seem like it's just not moving fast enough. You're going to keep on trying to check the numbers and all of that. Keep working. Keep working. I got a text message from my dog yesterday, my new friend Flux City, and he said, Anton, I appreciate you. And I said, why is that? And he said, thanks for helping me make the most that I've ever made on YouTube in a month. Shout out to Flux. I would never show what you made, but you got a bag. You certainly got a bag. You certainly got a bag. Shout out to you, bro. You deserve it. I told you what to do. You did it. You implemented it. And then I did the interview, and now you killing it. Now you just got to be consistent, and you got to keep doing what I told you to do. And you're going to win. Keep on doing you, big dog. He says, thanks for helping me make the most I've ever made on YouTube in a month. So, it's a lot of people that say a lot of things, but I don't see nobody helping nobody get no money. I don't see nobody helping nobody. And here's the thing. I never asked for a dime. Never asked for a dime. I want everybody to win. I want people to win. I want people to be successful. I want to give away all my money. I want everybody genuinely in my heart to win. I don't want to do this by myself. I want all of the bag chasers, because he a bag chaser. I want all of the people and all of the black bag chasers to run up a bag, to run up a check. Everybody that's a part of the Patreon, we supposed to be doing a live stream in the next 2 days on Stock Club. When everybody else is famined and everybody else is having problems and worried about food stamps, we're going to move in abundance. We're going to move in abundance. I'm pushing. And then you know what else is so funny? Then they reach out to me on Then they reach out to me. The city reached out to me and CreatorCon reached out to me because they come in here in Detroit. And then they reach out to me and they said, man, we nominated you for the content creator of the city. And I said, what? They said you've been nominated. Congratulations. We're excited to let you know that you've been nominated for the CreatorCon conference sponsored by Chase, the Detroit Auto Show, and the Build Institute. I said, what? They said, we want to have you as a special guest. I said, who, me? Anton from AntonDaniels.com. I'm the man of the city. What's next? Y'all gonna give me the key to the city too? I deserve it. They said, we gonna nominate you. Sponsored by Chase, the Detroit Auto Show, and the Build Institute. Join us as a guest in our exclusive Creator Lounge. I'm recognized as one of Michigan's top creators. What? Listen, guys, I appreciate y'all. Y'all are absolutely awesome. I thank you. Thank you to the city. Thank you to the people that is recognizing Time Dog and realizing who the king is. But I'm not gonna be able to attend. And it's only because I have a prior commitment, and my commitment during that particular conference, I can't speak, I can't attend. Maybe next year. Hit me up next year. Y'all should have been on it a little bit quicker. I shouldn't have had to drop vlogs and videos and show my awards. You know what I'm saying? Maybe next year, because I'm gonna be in Croatia. I gotta go to Croatia. Hey, listen, it's either go get an award or go with my daughter to Croatia. I said, I'm not going nowhere. I'm going with my daughter. Daddy, listen, family over everything, bag chasers over everything. I appreciate y'all. Y'all gonna have to give me a little bit of a heads up next time, because I gotta go to the family. So we'll talk about it next year. We'll talk about it. When we at 2+ million, we'll talk about it next year. 200 million views a month, 2 million subscribers on the Anton Daniels channel. We'll talk about it next year. Don't worry about it. Brandon Johnson sees my lives. How would you know that? A Wyatt? You know how good my life is. Jesus. Oh, God. Lord, I appreciate you. I just want to let you know I appreciate you. None of this is possible without you, Jesus. I know I be cussing. I know I be cussing, God, but Lord, I was talking to my daughter yesterday, and me and my daughter went to the game yesterday. And she said, Dad, she said, Dad, you move different. I said, Les, I know. I said, but I'm still a savage. I'm still a Neanderthal at heart. I'm still a C student. I still get boxolitis. She thought that was the funniest thing ever. She said, "You are the greatest ever." She just adores me. I said, Les, I'm a savage. What can I say? I'm a Neanderthal. I'm not even supposed to be here. And she said, so what you mean? I said, the lesson that I'm telling you is this. It's God's grace and my willingness to submit my life to him that has allowed for me to be this successful. That's why you can't hurt me. You can't touch me. You can't censor me, because it's only by God that you're allowed to even get into my vicinity. And obviously, it's by grace that he's allowed for me to be his servant. And so I'm going to continue to serve. And guess what? I'm still going to be ignorant. I'm still going to be a savage. I might try to, curb the cussing, but I can't promise you anything, but I'm going to try. And more importantly, I love the hoes. I can't even lie. I generally, I can't lie. I love hoes. That's my thing. You know what I'm saying? And I've always tried to temper it. I've been managing it effectively. Hi, my name is Anton, and I have boxolitis. I've been managing it. I got a what is it? What do you call it? A 20-year pen, like they be having in Alcoholics Anonymous. I be scratching like this sometimes. But I love the hoes, and God knows that I love the hoes, and it just is what it is, and it comes with the territory. But I also love my wife. Hey, shout out to my chick, man, for holding me down. She one of the realest ever. One of the realest ever. I love my chick. I love y'all. Y'all are the realest ever. My daughter, the bag chasers, everybody. Jesus is king. I love you, God. Man, oh man. It just is what it is. Like, I mean, you can figure it out. You can get your pen, but it just is what it is, you know? Your boxolitis is flaring up. Oh. Oh man. Oh my god. Oh my gosh. Oh, don't worry about being no talking about she's a strong woman for sure, April. Let me tell you something. Ain't that girl is so spoiled. Ain't nobody worried about that. I relapse every other day. Facts. What do they tell you in the anonymous? One day at a time. One day at a time. Oh my God. Y'all ready to get started with the show? I love the host more than you know. Ready the show. I love the host. Hey. All right. Y'all ready to get started with the show? Listen, this is why I can't be a pastor, because I'm too honest. The pastors be hiding it. They be like, no, give your tithes and offerings. I'm going to just be like, man, listen, what you want me to do? That's the way I was born. Shoot. Got an early sample, never got over it. It was like a drug. That was my drug of choice. A lot of people get addicted to crack. A lot of people get addicted to cocaine. A lot of people get addicted to alcohol, all kind of stuff. I'm addicted to I just like to be loved. I like to be loved. Oh. Bam Bam Lynch says, on my way to interview like a king and get that job. Go get that job, dog. Go get that job. The Millionaire Afternoon Show. I had a fire alarm. There's nothing I could do about that. Good morning, AD. Yesterday panel was lit. Yeah. Why wasn't you there? Why wasn't you there? Slan Sales Car says last night's show was fire. Yeah, shout out to Shampoo. Blair says, congratulations. Thank you. I appreciate you. Shout out to you on accomplishing all of your goals and not selling your soul. Big proud of you. Thank you, my love. I got to get to heaven, though. More plaques to the toothbrush. I know that's right. Shout out to Aaliyah. Aaliyah is becoming one of my most favorite loyal ladies. Brian the Filmmaker says, we need that meetup. Oh, yeah, meetup. Oh, yeah. All right. I can work on a meetup now because I got the plaque. Okay, so we stop at $999. No, I ain't going nowhere. I'm going to be here. Listen, I'm going to be here as long as y'all would have me. The minute that I feel like I'm not supposed to be here no more, I'm out. Real Gospel Trop says, congratulations. Thank you, my friend. Samuel Hartfield says, you don't work, you don't eat. It costs money to die. So keep working and running up that bag. Your fruits will reflect your labor. Thank you, Anton. Thank you, my friend. My girl, Molly. What up, Molly? If y'all want to catch Molly, y'all can watch her on Room 9 tonight with the super sticker, always holding down daddy. You know what I'm saying? Damon Dennis, what up, though? Says, never has a white Amazon man delivered a package to my house. Remember when Trump said black jobs and brothers and sisters called an attitude? Well, winter is here. Walmart, Target, fast food, and them next. Respect Anton. Well, we gonna get into that. Mr. Lot. Mr. Lot was at the game the other day, and he did not say nothing to me. No, he did not. And I was at the game last night, and they got mollywop. Shout out to my dog, Mr. Lot. Mr. Lot, we here now, bro. Demetrius King says, congrats, big dog. Keep grinding and showing the world how we do it out here in these streets. Buddy Love 305 says, thoughts of TikTok will be publicly traded after the sale is final. Probably. They'll probably IPO at some point because that's the way they make the majority of their money. Probably. I would not doubt it even a little bit. Let me acknowledge my Cash App kings out here in these streets. Mike that dude. Thank you, Mike that dude. I appreciate you, man. I really do appreciate you. Spencer Campbell. Good morning, AD and the Bag Chasers. Tim. What up, Tim? Tim says, I got my Gen AI certification. You motivational. Yeah, man. Get that bag, bro. And we have to protect ourselves. All right, so we're going to get right into what's happening in the streets. Hello.
Hi, this is Exam 1 calling. Is this Anton?
This is Anton.
Hi, Anton. I'm calling on a recorded line. We're reaching out to you regarding that fine America life insurance policy.
The life insurance policy? Yeah, I'll, can we do it next Wednesday? Can we do it next Wednesday?
Let me see how old this is. Okay.
As late in the afternoon as possible.
It's something you definitely want to move forward with?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Let me see.
Gotta make sure that you get your set. Listen, get. Did y'all know y'all can get multiple life insurance policies? You don't have to just get one. Make sure you get multiple. Make sure you get multiple life insurance policies. If you get it above a certain amount, then they're going to require for you to take another test every single time. All right. So make sure y'all get y'all life insurance together. Oh, there it is. There's a text message. Yeah. Shout out to A. Wyatt, says slipping in my ties for Dinkin Daniels. Yes. All right, y'all. Let's go ahead and get into it. Before we get into the layoffs and what's happening in these streets, because Amazon is laying off 30,000 people. So we already know that Amazon has said that they're going to eliminate the hiring of 600,000 people over the next several years by implementing AI and AI robots and so on and so forth in automation. All right. We know that. And then in addition to that, there's several other things that's happening in the industry that we have to make sure that you guys are aware of. But before we get there, where I want to start is revisiting a conversation that we had. Was it yesterday or the day before yesterday? Yesterday. All right. I want to revisit a conversation that we had yesterday. And that conversation was based off of what? It was based off of what was happening in Philadelphia. All right. So Philadelphia, I'm going to give y'all a little bit of a summary before we get there. Philadelphia, what basically happened was they had raids of one of the most prolific drug dealing gangs ever. But I promised y'all that I was going to follow up. And the reason that I wanted to follow up was because anytime that there's something this significant that happens, there's always going to be a fallout. There's always going to be a fallout. What does that mean by saying that there's always going to be a fallout? It means that when you have something that you're trying to correct, there has to be some gnashing of the teeth. You want to know an example? If you want a market correction, is some people that keep on having this argument that we should have let the banks fail from 2008. Man, this entire world would have been collapsed because the entire world was interdependent on our dollar in order for them to be successful and to be great. So we had a correction in the market, in the housing market. We also had a correction when it came to credit. We're going to talk to cars today. We're going to talk about cars, financing, repossessions, all of that type of stuff, okay? So we've had several different corrections. We had corrections in the dot-com bubble burst. We're going to discuss some stuff with AI and if there's a bubble and if there needs to be a correction, if it's artificially inflated. We're going to go over some other stocks and stuff like that inside of the Bag Chasers on the live stream in a couple days, all right? And even when it comes to our social issues, when it comes to layoffs in the federal government, and now we're talking about what happened in Philadelphia with Kensington. And so what the Biden administration did was, well, we'll get into it. Let's get into a little bit of this video and then I'll share it with you guys.
This Weymouth Street Gang is not just one instance of removing a couple of people. It is an example of how you remove an entire organization that is corrupting not just the city of Philadelphia, but the state of Pennsylvania as well. And I felt it extremely important to come in here and say, not only are we removing guns and gang members and robbers and firearms, we are removing an entire coordinated section of gang violence permanently off the...
Now, I want y'all to look at this, and I want y'all to not just ignore it, not just hear it. I want you to look and see what's on your TV. All right? I want you to look and see what's on your TV.
Guns and gang members and robbers and firearms. We are removing...
Do you see how bad it is out there?
An entire coordinated section of gang...
This was what was documented, and plenty of people went over to Philadelphia and Kensington to see and show exactly what was happening. And it looked like The Walking Dead. It looked like The Walking Dead out there. People were crashing out publicly. The police wouldn't do anything. It was almost like it was being manufactured to allow for you guys to just suffer out there. It looked like a movie. It was one of the craziest things that I have been witnessing in an open air market. And I'm going to tell you where else is happening. Not as bad, not as because it gets cold over in Philadelphia, but Los Angeles. If you walk up and down any alley in Los Angeles, it looks insane. It absolutely looks insane. All right.
Violence permanently off the streets. And that's how you deliver a victory for the people of Philadelphia, the people of Pennsylvania, and the people of America.
I really don't think y'all realize how bad it's about to get. Like, I was a homeless crackhead for the last 3 years, and a good year of that.
Look at that. Do you see what's happening right there? Do y'all see what's happening right there? That is the trap over in Philadelphia and Kensington. And that is a bunch of people that are waiting to go and buy their drugs that's chopped down with horse tranquilizer and Fenty out in Philly. 1st of the month, 15th of the month. That is people lined up outside waiting to buy their dope. The trap is booming. And they waiting patiently. They in line. They don't have no shame about themselves. They're waiting to get their fix. They had Philadelphia in a chokehold for over a decade. They had Philadelphia in a chokehold for over a decade. It was bad. Let's continue.
I was in the Philly area. So trust me when I say I know what I'm talking about. Just to give you all some context as well. I really don't think y'all realize how bad it's about to get. Like, I was a homeless crackhead for the last 3 years, and a good year of that, I was in the Philly area. So trust me.
So this is coming straight from a former crackhead that used to reside over in the Philly area, and he's telling you what's happening in the streets right now.
When I say I know what I'm talking about. Just to give you all some context as well, the guys who just got arrested by the FBI, they were some of the few people addicts actually trusted in Kensington. Because, yeah, it was cut with fentanyl. But if you knew what your tolerance was, you were fine buying from them. Because they ran their business. The FBI has been talking about that. The news has been talking about that. It's not exactly a secret anymore. You could go 24/7, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, and go to Kensington and go to one of their guys and go to one of their spots and cop anything you wanted, and you knew you weren't going to die. Like, that's a rarity. That's a huge rarity. Anyone else, you didn't know what the you were getting. You couldn't trust that. Because everyone else in Kensington was cutting their with benzo dope or trank. Benzo dope is when you cut heroin, fentanyl, and a benzo, typically Xanax or something like that, and mix it all together. That combination is dangerous as like you're basically guaranteed to overdose, and if you somehow don't, you're going to be the most dope sick you've ever been in your life, and you're going to be desperate for it. Trank is xylazine. It's animal tranquilizer, and that's not water soluble. So if you inject it, you're going to have your muscles rot from the inside out. You're going to look like a zombie, and you're going to smell like it too, because you're basically the living dead. Your muscles are in necrosis. That's what the competition was in Kensington. And that's why those guys got so fucking rich and powerful. Their shit was so good, so cheap, and so safe. People were going to Kensington and copping there and then turning around and going to Camden or Trenton and selling it for sometimes double the price. And that's how they made their living. And now all of a sudden that's gone. And they weren't just going to Camden and Trenton. They were also going to the suburbs because addiction doesn't discriminate. You could go to Levittown, you could go to Bristol, you could go to Delco, and you're going to find people who were getting dope from Kensington who all of a sudden are waking up dope sick this morning. So overdoses are about to skyrocket if they haven't already. There's also going to be a lot more paranoia, both from the addicts and the people who are dealing. Because the dealers are going to be worrying about buy-and busts because there's a lot more attention from the cops, there's a lot more attention from the media. Addicts aren't going to be able to trust that the stuff they're getting is good anymore. The combination of paranoia and lack of product means prices are going to fucking skyrocket.
Oh, y'all ready to come out of y'all bubble now, huh? Now y'all ready to come out of your bubble. Now you ready to learn what's really happening out here in these streets. Now you're ready to understand why I had been traveling, especially earlier in my YouTube career, documenting what the culture was in different cities. Because we didn't just go to the tourist areas and destinations. We went into all the different places. And for those of you that's just now discovering me, my earlier content was all based off of urban exploration. It was called Urbex. It was an entire segment that was dedicated to it. And so when we went and talked to the people on the streets, and we actually went to see what was happening in the hoods and in Miami and all of that type of stuff, we was actually aware of what was going on, in addition to being raised in these type of environments, so that we didn't get too far removed. So now you get to understand exactly what's being chopped up. Now you get to see them shooting horse tranquilizer and all of these different chemicals, and it had these people walking around like the Walking Dead. Now you get to understand why they got the fentanyl. And this is the fallout.
Rocket. Higher prices mean more and more people are going to be desperate and start fucking stealing. Now, chances are, if you live in the Philly area, you're not going to have to worry too much. But people are going to get robbed. It's just that most of the people who are going to get robbed are people with product. So a lot of the violence and crime that's about to happen is going to be addicts killing each other or robbing each other. On occasion, you might even have the desperate addict that goes to a spot and just tries to rob it. You're also going to have people who are going to be robbing the drug dealers. That's not even to mention the fact that that gang is gone now. There's a lot of territory up for grabs. There's going to be gang beefs. There's going to be territorial wars. And the dealers are going to be paranoid as fuck about that too. And during the fall and the winter, that's typically when crime goes down, right? You can talk to anyone who's ever been involved in this or has ever been involved in law enforcement, and they'll tell you that the summer is when it gets bad. Because even though this is year-round, there are high and low periods for violence like this. I don't think it's going to go down that much this winter. Not in Philly. Not in Kensington. Because you'd be a fucking idiot to wait right now. You're talking about prime real estate in Kensington. So people are going to be moving in, and they're going to be moving in fast to sell. And they're going to.
So what there is going to be is there's going to be a fallout. There is going to be a fallout. There is going to be a segment of people that still can't kick the habit, but they're going to get worse product. And one of the reasons why these guys had a chokehold on Kensington, probably because they was also paying people off, which is why they were able to basically operate like it was Amsterdam out there. Shout out to The Wire. But as soon as Cash Patel came in with the FBI, they start cracking heads. They shut the entire gang down. They were running like a business, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Christmas, Thanksgiving, 4th of July, New Year's, whenever you wanted the cop at any time of the day. If you had money, you can go and get your product, and they guarantee it. I stand by that. Blue Magic. And they basically controlled that part of the streets. And so now we on this side get the news clips, and then the news continue to move forward, and they don't say anything else about it. But there's now going to be a fallout. And again, remember the beginning of what it is that we said. When there's a fallout, there has to be a correction. And so in order to fix it, you got to strip it down. And the only way that you fix this situation, because yes, there will probably be deaths. Yes, there will probably be robberies. No, you should not continue to justify putting drugs in a community by saying that they're going to get them anyway, and then do what Biden did and start to put out free needles for everybody to be able to use it and to manage it instead of eradicating it. If you're going to fight this war, you have to shut it down completely. And the only way to you to do that is you got to get Trump involved. You got to continue to keep the FBI involved. Maybe they need to call the National Guard to be a part of what's happening in Philly instead of leaning into these Democratic policies, because I surely did not see the Philadelphia mayor at all at a press conference, because they did not want to be seen with the FBI director that is a Trump administration official, and they did not want to align with the police chief that also thanked the FBI for stepping in and shutting this down. And so because they are still standing on business when it comes to their liberal policies, what you're going to have to do, Philadelphia, or I will bring your funky ass back to the front of the congregation every single day until I embarrass you and get you up out of office. What you're going to have to do is you are going to have to stand 10 toes down and then get aggressive with all of the other gangs that's putting out bad product on the street. And then you're going to have to eradicate it. You're going to have to make sure that you make a bunch of arrests, have them get clean in prison or whatever it is that they got to do. But the children deserve to be able to walk down the street without any kind of problems. And you should not have a horde of Zombieland zombies, World War Z zombies, walking around with the fentanyl and embarrassing us as the United States of America when people go to visit Philly. You have to stay aggressive. You got to stay on it. Let the streets starve. Starve them out. Starve them out. You can't let another Hell Hydra grow up in its place. You got to starve them out. Got to let them suffer. You got to get them up off of that. Get them up off of that boy. Get that monkey off their back. They're going to have to figure it out. But we can't keep allowing for this to happen in the United States of America. Time is up. So the streets is messed up. The prices is going to go up because it ain't that much product left. You know what I'm saying? And so whoever got the connect, they going to have to regroup and figure it out. But the FBI, police, everybody, they should be involved and they should be flooding Philadelphia. In every shape, way possible form, they should be flooding Philadelphia every day with police officers and officials and shutting everything down to prevent this open-air drug market from ever coming to fruition again. That's what I would say. If I was in leadership, that's how I would play it. All right. Make sure you guys hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel and turn on your notifications. Let me read some of these super trouts. I'm up here talking about a drought. Super trouts. Let me read some of these super chats. Shout out to my dog, Flux City. New Flux City in the building. Says, AD, appreciate you for letting me feature you and your latest build. I gained 3,000 subscribers and had my best YouTube month ever in just 10 days because of you. Folks, if you're serious about changing your life, join the Bag Chasers Patreon as soon as possible. What more can I say? What more can I say? What more can I say? I'm just gonna sit it there for a second. Hey, Flux, ain't it crazy? I told people a long time ago that was in Detroit. I'm closed for business now. I'm just handpicking the people that I want to work with now. I told people a long time ago, I said, hey, tap in, especially if you're from the city. I'm not going to bite. I'm going to put you on. I'm going to help y'all get a bag. I'm going to bring visibility to you. And I'm going to teach you the game because we up next. And it's no reason why you guys shouldn't be the next generation. I've already gotten mine. I just want to get a game. I'm like, what's his name? Ajax in Menace to Society. He just want to see everybody else put in work. He reached out to me. He said, hey, Anton, can we do an interview? What you got going on? I said, what about today? He was like, all right, bet. What we doing? He said, I want to do it at one of your properties. I said, I got one that I'm finishing up now. Oh, okay, cool. We set a time, pulled up, I mic'd up, and I just started talking. I said, you can ask me anything in the world. I have no secrets whatsoever. AWACS. Ask me anything. Knocked it out of the park. Now he had a record month. Hey, how you like making more than 4 figures in less than 10 days, big dog? I am the algorithm here in this city. I am the algorithm. Let's not mistake it. Let's not be confused. I am the algorithm in here. And this city, I run this city, is my city. Tanea Davis says, super congratulations, AD, you deserve it and more. Keep being you and standing on the word of God. Jesus Christ is King. Talk to him, Tanea. I love Tanea. I love Tanea. April Williams, Mrs. Williams, says, good morning, AD. Went to Kensington just to see the fentanyl bin, and it was extremely sad to see. Word? AR Smitty says that line was crazy, and that's coming from a Detroit ninja. Poor Legacy says, Anton, can we send you our 4-track single duet Song of Songs for feedback and share if you like what you hear? Absolutely. 100%. Absolutely. You got my email right. Best feeling the success says you've been on a generational run since the election season. Congrats on the plaque. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate you. Raheem. What up, Raheem? A lot of people from Uptown North, West, and South Philly end up down in Kensington once they can't afford Percocets and Fenty becomes cheaper. My father was a prime example. He OD'd in 2021, found him on the train off Fenty. Happy to clean up the city. Man, I hate to hear that, man. Condolences. Am I your favorite? You are my favorite too, AD. Oh, shit. Let me see something. You know, when they talk to me like this, I be wanting to put a face to it. I'll be having to go back to see what I'm looking at. I see you. All right. Okay. All right. We're going to figure it out. We're going to figure it out. All right. I need a handler. That's what I need. That's what I need. I need a handler. I need a handler. That's the best way to keep me in my life together. You know what I'm saying? I need a handler. I need a handler. That's what I need. Let's move on with the show. Let's move on with the show. All right. Do we want to do this one? Is this the one that we want to do? Hold on. I didn't think I wanted to do Canada yet. Do I want to do Canada? Yeah, we're going to do Canada. So let's go over to Canada for a second, y'all. Because I kind of talked about Canada over the weekend, but I want to revisit this whole conversation about Canada, and I'll tell you why. But let me first show you the ad that Canada decided that they wanted to run. I'm going to show you the ad that Canada wanted to run. This is the ad that Canada ran. Here in the United States of America, too. They ran it here.
Tonight, Canada pulled the plug on a TV commercial that infuriated President Trump, prompting him to abruptly cut off trade talks. The ad uses the words of the late President Reagan to make a case against U.S.-imposed tariffs.
America's jobs and growth are at stake.
The ad, paid for by the province of Ontario, set off Mr. Trump on social media, calling the ad fake, with Reagan speaking negatively about tariffs.
Such trade barriers hurt every American worker and consumer. The
Reagan Presidential Foundation said the ad misrepresents the 1987 address on trade and said it should be watched in full. This dust-up is another skirmish in a trade war with Canada. Today, Canada's Prime Minister sidestepped the ad fury, but says he wants to keep negotiating.
when the Americans are ready to have those discussions.
The trade drama comes as Wall Street soared, with the Dow closing above 47,000 for the first time, with the S&P and...
Hold on, before we continue on, are the bag chasers getting this money or no? Are the bag chasers getting to this bag or no? We are on a generational run when it comes to the bag. We are on a generational run when it comes to getting this money. Gosh, look how blessed we are. Look how blessed we are. Just crazy, just an insane amount of money that is flooding into our brokerage accounts. And it's unfortunate because there's so many people that said, no, I'm not going to try this. I'm not going to spend my little $15 to make $1 million. We just going to sit here and be dusty. Okay, I got you. I hear you.
NASDAQ up as well, driven in part by data that shows inflation rose less than expected. Tonight, the president begins a 3-country tour in Asia, where trade and a meeting with China's leader are on the agenda.
So let's pivot now. Now that you've seen that, and the Trump administration has been putting pressure on Canada, I told y'all back in February, I said, Canada, y'all should have tried to join the United States of America, but no. You decided that you wanted to do it your way, and now where are we at? Now what are we looking at? We're looking at a situation where you guys are basically in the lines for the food pantry. Y'all country is on the brink of collapse and bankruptcy. You're going to probably try to join the United States of America anyway. Y'all elected Mark Carney, who is running the country into the ground in no time. And now you're at the mercy of Trump because you're losing jobs. Canadian companies are moving over to the United States of America. And you decided in your trade war that you wanted to run a crazy ad. Okay. You think you crazy? You think you tough? You want to keep playing games? Well, this is what Trump decided to do.
We go to Lucas Tomlinson, who's waiting for President Trump to arrive in Kuala Lumpur. Lucas, you can tell me how to say that right and tell us your report.
Close enough, Joey. Good evening. It's not Chinese leader Xi Jinping drawing President Trump's ire tonight, but Canada's Prime Minister Mark Carney aboard Air Force One. President Trump announcing that he's slapping 10% additional tariffs on Canada after that controversial World Series ad featuring Ronald Reagan aired. Here's President Trump taking a Truth Social. I'll read it in part, Joey. It says, quote, "Because of their serious misrepresentation of the facts and hostile act, I'm increasing the tariff on Canada by 10% over and above what they're paying now. Thank you for your attention to this matter." Now, Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney arrived here in Malaysia earlier tonight. President Trump says he has no plans to meet him. The controversial ad the government of Ontario first ran during the Toronto Blue Jays playoff run. The ad selectively edited a speech by Ronald Reagan after the former president had put tariffs on Japan. Trump says, like Reagan, he believes in fair trade. The president spoke about the ad aboard Air Force One earlier.
I heard they were pulling the ad. I didn't know they were putting it on a little bit more. They could have pulled it tonight.
And the ad did air tonight, Joey. Now, ahead of President Trump's big meeting with the General Secretary of the Chinese Communist Party, Xi Jinping, you mentioned rare earths off the top, Joey. Another big issue is the ongoing trade war with soybeans. Last year, China bought $13 billion worth of American soybeans. This year, zero. And as China is beefing up its forces nearby in the South China Sea, the U.S. is doing the same thing in the Caribbean, deploying the USS Gerald R. Ford aircraft carrier strike group. As you mentioned, she's the largest, newest, and most advanced aircraft carrier in the Navy's arsenal. She has electromagnetic catapults to launch planes, unlike the steam catapult carriers they've used since the 1950s.
So Canada is basically feeling the wrath of the United States of America and Trump. This past weekend, I exhibited to you guys why they are suffering, and I showed you all of the different companies and the people that are in food lines, and they had grocery stores that were opening and people were wrapped around the building for these jobs, and they used to be high-paying jobs. I don't know why Canada want to go and get all of these jobs anyway. I thought that y'all like socialism. I thought that y'all was looking forward to New York becoming just like Canada. That's what New York is going to be like. That's what New York is going to be like. When Mom Donnie gets done with New York, it's going to be similar to Canada. They also asked him, hey, what about that TV ad that you ran that pissed off Trump and basically got a 10% raise in tariffs on Canada? And this is what he had to say.
Days and over the course of recent months, which is to build those other partnerships and deepen those other partnerships on which we're getting very much traction. Thank you.
Next question, Murray.
Hi, Prime Minister. Murray Brewster with CBC News. President Trump says he's canceled these trade talks because he's upset about the Ontario government ad. We've heard from the Business Council of Canada and even some of President Trump's own advisors who suggest the frustration with Canada runs deeper. So is this about the ads or is this about something else?
Well, look, as I say...
choose your words carefully. Choose your words carefully, sir.
And there were a series of very detailed, very specific, very comprehensive discussions, negotiations on the areas I just listed to in response to the previous question, up until the point of those ads running. First point. Second point, I would suggest you take the president at his word for his reason. And that is the reason why, from the perspective of the federal government, which I'm responsible, we stand ready to pick up on those discussions when the United States wishes to pick up on those discussions. So those in the room, those exchanging term sheets, those having the discussions about specific areas where we can make mutual progress to the benefit of workers and businesses and communities in our respective countries, had been making progress. Those ads came. The president had the reactions which you have seen, made the decisions that he has made, which, you know, those are his decisions to take, and we're in the situation we're in.
Follow-up? As a follow-up, Prime Minister, given everything that we've seen.
Basically, what he said is a bunch of nothing. He didn't say anything. He didn't add any. He was very careful with his words because he knows that in the event that he says something that's out of pocket and it get back to Big Daddy Trump, tariffs. Tariffs. Hey, be careful what you say. You see, you caused yourselves to pay us another 10%. Trump will make a phenomenal mob boss. In another lifetime, Metaverse Trump would have made a phenomenal mob boss because he is out here tariffing everybody. He is making sure that he run up the bag on everybody.
Do you really think the United States is interested in making a trade deal with Canada?
Look, we are their second largest trading partner. We provide a series of essential goods for their economy. We are one of many providers, but we provide in some areas essential goods for their economy. And we create more room for them to do other things. I'll give you an example. If you look at Canadian exports of aluminum to the United States, and aluminum is bauxite and energy. I mean, there's a little more to it, but you can simplify it to that. The embedded energy in the Canadian aluminum exports, which provides 60% of the aluminum to the U.S. market, is the equivalent of the energy of 10 Hoover dams in the United States. Now, is the best use of that scale of energy, creating that scale of energy to make aluminum in the United States, as opposed to continue to foster and power the AI revolution, which the U.S. is leading, or power homes and others. I mean, these are decisions for the United States to make. Point being, as a supplier to the United States, and I gave aluminum as one, I could give many examples, we are an important supplier in many areas. As well, we are a large customer. for over 30 states, Canada is the largest export customer for those states in the United States. So there is a very strong, deep trading relationship, and there is an alignment of interests in many areas. And that's the reason why we have elements of the arrangements that we have today with a large degree of low tariff trade and the benefits from that. So
we want no tariff trade.
We're ready to have those discussions to further improve them, and we'll have them when it's appropriate. But we're not resting because we can build. The return on building at home is far greater than the hit from trade turbulence with the United States, and the opportunities internationally are considerable. And candidly, Canada has not focused on the relationships to the same extent as we should have in any trading environment with the United States.
This guy is boring. Oh my God. This guy is boring.
Let alone a situation where they're changing their trade policy. And that's what we're doing now.
Next question. Question question.
Judy Trin with CTV News. Donald Trump says he doesn't want to see you at all at APEC. Well, has the Canadian government given any consideration to the possibility that he doesn't want to negotiate, and do you have a contingency plan for that?
We have lots of, yes. The short answer is yes.
When we get these boring leaders, ladies and gentlemen, what we're going to do is I'm going to set this up. I'm going to work on this tomorrow. I have a walking desk over here, and maybe I'll pull it into the Millionaire Morning Show area. Let me see.
Detail those contingency plans. But I will go to the big, obvious plan that is there in plain sight and will be further detailed in the budget on November 4th. And we have been saying this for months. I said this before I was elected. Emphasize the importance of us giving ourselves far more than any foreign government could take away, whatever the trading environment. And that's to build at home and to build strong at home. And we intend to unleash hundreds and hundreds of billions of dollars of investment right here at home. Well, not right here, but metaphorically there.
So this is what we're going to do
in Canada while we're building these partnerships.
Shout out to Canada for sucking. Canada is under duress. You will pay your tariffs, and we will not give you anything in return. Make sure you guys hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. All right, so this is what we're going to do. We're going to move differently, y'all. This is what we're going to do, y'all. So we're going to go. You know why I like this show? You know why I like this show? Because we could just do whatever we want to do when we want to do it. We're not beholden to a CNN. You don't have to go. And 5, 4, 5, 4, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, and you're on. We don't have to do any of that type of stuff. We could do whatever we could rearrange this whole thing. You know what I'm saying? We could just do an interlude. We could play music. We could do whatever we want to do when we want to do it. I could just stand here and just pop. You know what? It's the new cover photo. Whenever you take a photo, you got to do the look away. We could do whatever we want. We could do whatever we want whenever we want to. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to create a segment. I'm going to set it up tomorrow. This afternoon, I'm going to set it up when we get in here tomorrow. And we're going to take the walking desk because it's adjustable. You know what I'm saying? Let me see. So we're going to go like this. Hold on. Give me a sec. Because I figure maybe we'll take this right here. So we take that one, this standing desk, and you got the treadmill thing right there. We take that, because that's an adjustable desk. And then we got all of that over there. Ignore all of that. It's a lot going on over there. Don't worry about it. It's a lot of balloons and stuff. Don't worry about none of that. We're going to take that, and we're going to put it together. We're going to clean all of this up. We got the chest set. You know, I need a cleaner. Anybody got a cleaner? I need a cleaner. I don't know. We're going to figure that out. So over there right there, sometimes we lay that down and figure out what's going on over there. We're going to figure it out. But then got this over here. So we was working over here. You know what I'm saying? So got that. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. We're going to figure it out. Don't worry about it. We're going to get it together. Let's get this set back up. Morning show. We're going to work through it. We're going to work through it. Is that set up the way we want it? Is that right? Got it right? There we go. There we go. Gotta get this back right. I don't know. You said you can't hear anything because I actually got the microphone in here. That's why you couldn't hear. See, we so smart in here. We got a room 9 chat like a motherfucker, don't we? What's up, Mika? What's up, Mika? Hey, they say they can't hear anything. That's because the microphone is in here. Duh. I don't know. I'm looking to do some things differently. Oh, you like the Batman pick? Don't worry about my Batman pick. Hey, you know what else is so funny? They say, oh my God, who else got a studio? What do you mean? Who don't have a studio that's really doing what it is that they do? I don't need a studio. I don't need all of this. I don't need the black couch over there. I don't need any of that. I could do this in my living room. You know what I'm saying? What's up, Maker? We can do whatever we want. We can do whatever we want whenever we want to do it. Maybe I'll throw my YouTube plaques up in the back. I don't know. I kind of like it clean. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. We'll figure it out. Duh. You know what I'm saying? Did y'all see the different sets of how I be working? Gotta have a different sets. Gotta have a crash out couch. You want to see the black couch, the old black couch? It's right there. The old black couch is right there. I got the old black couch right there by the door, and then I got the circular black couch that we do the interviews on. All right. Y'all ready to continue on? You didn't just see the treadmill? I just showed you the treadmill by the walking desk. You didn't see the treadmill over there? Oh my God. I don't know what to tell you guys. Make sure you guys hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. Let's continue on with the show, okay, guys? What else we got going on? Oh, I guess I should read some super chats. ABJ's Wise and Strong says, pray for the Caribbean dealing with hurricane. Yeah, I heard about Hurricane Melissa. I was looking at some Africans. Oh my God. I seen some Africans. I don't know why it was Africans. Is Africans getting hit by the Hurricane Melissa? I was scrolling on TikTok because I had looked at a video and I scrolled up one, and it's always some Africans on there begging. Africans and found TikTok, and now they begging. We got to get Africans off of TikTok, bro. Seriously. I'm gonna see if I can find them. I just be scrolling.
You want to talk about reparations? This is getting my mom is.
Let me see. I'm pretty sure I can find some Africans begging on a live stream.
It's about to be motherfucking hard.
There they go. We got to get these. We got to get these dancing Africans off of TikTok, bro. Now that Americans own it, we got to get these Africans off of TikTok, bro. I don't know what. Oh, that's Jamaica. We got to get these Jamaicans off of TikTok, bro. All I did was scroll up. Next, Bomba Clot. Oh my God. Thank you, guys. Thank you for the rolls. Thank you for the rolls. Oh, Bomba Clot. Hey. It's raining here. Oh my God. And I said, what is these Africans doing on TikTok? Who put TikTok in Africa? Jamaicans. I'm sorry. Who put the Jamaican Me Crazies on TikTok? They got TikTok in Jamaica? We got to get the Jamaicans off of TikTok, dog. Y'all out here looking bad, bro. Y'all looking like crash dummies. There's chickens walking in the street. I seen it was like a mini donkey. It was a mini donkey walking through the street. I said, look at these crash dummies. We got to get Jamaicans off of TikTok, bro. They messing up the algorithm. Now that America is bought into TikTok, and before it go public and IPO, we got to get these niggas off of TikTok, bro. We got to, man. We got to. Because it's bad. It's bad, man. Did you see him screaming? Look, I closed the app. I'm about to just open the app.
So on the chat underline.
Pretty sure I can find me a Jamaican or an African somewhere dancing, begging. Usually it's a group of them.
These easy got. Nah, boy, nah, boy. Ginger, you shape the lifestyle look a big in farmer friend them. Yeah, and them, man. Just so man. Justin, yeah, man. I know that, man. I was Justin. That's the man. No, sir, I didn't even know.
Got to get these. You got to get. Look at them. Look at him running in the rain. Y'all got to get off TikTok, bro. I'm making a phone call. I'm pulling all of my powers, and I'm gonna be like, "Hey, Trump, we got to get these Jamaicans. We got to get them off of TikTok, bro. They begging. TikTok has become the begging economy. Real talk. That's all it is now. All I see on TikTok is women begging. That's all they do is beg. Oh my God. I'm going homeless. Me and my 6 kids. Me and my 6 kids. We're all homeless, and we trying to figure out how to make it shake, how to make it do what it do. What's going on? Oh my God, my baby daddy left me, and I don't know what to do anymore. Oh, and I'd be like, what is wrong with all of these begging women that's on, why is there so many women begging on TikTok? What happened? How do we get to the begging economy for all of the hoes? Oh my God, February 1st is coming up. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm about to start selling pussy. I seen a chick that said that yesterday. I promise to God, I plan on doing a reaction video to it. I'm planning on going back to the streets because I got to feed my kids. And so if I could just make it clap one more time to survive for the next month, I promise I'll give up the hoes. Y'all just gonna beg y'all way through? That's what we doing now? Honestly, bro, they begging. Every other play y'all send me, it's a woman. I didn't want to do this. I told myself I wasn't going to cry, but I've done all that I can do. And I haven't been able to find work for the last 2 years. We're like, bruh, what is going on? France, we know France to be in his emotions. France says they got hit by a hurricane, fam. How is that funny? Nigga, take y'all L's like everybody else. Everybody get hit by hurricanes. I ain't seen no Jamaicans come over here and help us over in North Carolina when we got hit by hurricanes and mudslides. You know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, take your L. Take your L like everybody else. You got hit by a hurricane. Okay. Call the Jamaican FEMA or something. We still trying to rebuild from ours. Y'all act like y'all so immune to catching y'all L. Take your L's. Take your L like everybody else. Test the strength of your houses. Because I seen y'all talking shit about our houses over here in the United States of America. Why they build houses like that? Man, I can't believe they build houses. They built their houses with wood. We build ours with cinder block. Okay, well, we going to test that shit. We going to test it. We going to find out just how tough your house is. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's wrong with me. We need to be moving on to the next part of the show. Hold on, let me see. Can't believe they hit us with a hurricane. Oh my God. Yeah, prayers up for y'all though. Straight up though. Shout out to the Caribbean. Prayers up to the Caribbean. I'm just playing. Y'all need to stop begging though. Kyle says praying for my people back in Jamaica. Kyle, let me ask you a question. How come y'all won't go back to Jamaica and help your people? Why y'all leave Jamaica? See, I could never leave Detroit. And this is a genuine question, Kyle. At what point do y'all wake up and say, you know what? I'm leaving these niggas. I'm leaving them behind. Nah, Kyle. Ain't no prayers up for y'all because you going to have to go back and help your people. Kyle, you got to go back and help your people, bro. We not gonna, no prayers for my people back in Jamaica. No, dog. No, dog. I ain't leave Detroit. I said, I'm going to just stay right on in my city. I'm going to get it out the mud, and whatever happens, happens. You got to go back and help your people. Oh, you got to help your people. All my prayers is reserved for the Americans. We need too much help. We need too much help, bro. Trump said, a word, Canada, hold this tariff. Facts. Shout out to Safari Nobles. I just finished the House of Dynamite. It is good. Thank you, Chad, for Morris. I agree. We do movie night on Sunday nights on Room 9. So Jamaicans don't even like us like that. Don't you put that on us, Ricky Bobby, says Manny Plays. Shout out to you, Manny Plays. Poor Legacy says, sent. Godspeed, as always. Great show. I bet. I'm going to check it out. The Book of Rim. Great show. Always a pleasure and an honor. Or the Book of RLM. Shout out to the Book of RLM. I like that name. Oh, me. Okay. Y'all ready? All right. Mika says, Papi, se que estés celebrando, estás bebiendo tequila? I like tequila. Yeah. I know that. I know celebrando and Papi and tequila. Sound like a party to me. Sound like a party to me. I like the beginning of that. Papi, celebrando tequila. Sí. ¿Cómo estás? Este tequila. Somebody tell me what this say. Sound like a good time to me. You know what I'm saying? Sound like a great time. I'm with it, Mika. Yeah, I agree. Yes. See. Let me get that walking pad up. Hey, no, Naga, that's mine. You know what I'm saying? We gonna act like we walking on it every day. They doing the rain dance, Mr. Lot. Man, they be begging, bro. I can help deodorize, decorate, and organize. You look kind of cute. You from Detroit? Nicole, if you from Detroit and you telling me you can come and fix this place up, you look kind of cute. Nicole, tell me if you're from Detroit. I need to know where you're from. I need to see your Instagram profile first. Malachi says, it's the Caribbean, Anton, you weird nut. Oh, I don't know. I don't know. I only know America. $5,000 fine billed immediately. Facts. Vaughn, what up, Vaughn? Says, AD, I'm from Montego Bay, where you see the chicken and the... Okay, I see you. I like that. Jamaicans that beg ask, what is YHYD? Then they beg you. Jack, I'm Mr. Inabine. Nate Carter says, Melissa told Jamaica, welcome to Atlanta, B. Welcome to Atlanta, B. I'm here for the begging 304s. Oh, you said it's going down. You from Detroit? Let me see something. Who gonna come in? Oh, you from Detroit? All right, Nicole, hit me up on Instagram. Let me see what you're working with. DM me on Instagram within the next 5 minutes. I'm gonna see what you're working with. All right, you come. I'm gonna give you a tour of the Black Couch, and then maybe after you get done decorating and making it look pretty in here and smelling good, then I can use you as my muse. I can use you as my muse. Send me a DM. DM me. DM me. My Instagram is down in the description of the video. All right. And maybe we can put you in Muse land. You want a tour? Nah, I know, but see, you not in Detroit. You in San Antonio. Yeah, you ain't know I knew that, did you, OG? Ah ha ha. Ah ha ha. Oh, and we are gonna get over to the next subject because I am getting distracted. I'm sorry, it just is what it is. We are going to get over to the next part of the show, but I do want to tell y'all this. All right. Anybody that comes into my studio, and if you do not agree to this, then you just cannot come and decorate. Anybody that comes into the studio, you have to sign the documents. You have to sign the paperwork. We have to protect the brand. Okay. We got to protect the brand. You're going to have to sign the documents and the paperwork. I do not allow for any woman to come inside of this studio without first signing a confidentiality agreement and a consent agreement, okay? That is just the way that I do business. That is the way that things happen. That is the way that things go. I cannot do anything except for that, okay? So if you are willing to sign the documentation, then I will have you a non-disclosure agreement, confidentiality, and consent agreement, okay? All right, y'all, let's get into the show. Enough distractions. We got to actually do some work here, okay? Amazon is in the building. They said they're doing 30,000 people. They're going to go ahead and put them out on the street. Check it out.
We're also following breaking news out of the tech world tonight that you may have heard about. Amazon set to announce massive layoffs. As many as 30,000 corporate job cuts. That, according to Reuters. CNBC reporting it will be the largest cuts in the company's history. NBC's Christine Romans joins us now on set. Christine, so great to see you and talk to you. This is a huge headline, and it's sort of wild because it's one of the biggest companies in the world. And if they're cutting 30,000 people, what does that say for other companies across the country?
And they're cutting things like advertising and HR and cloud. They're cutting white-collar jobs. 10% of their corporate office jobs here is what these reports are. Amazon, of course, not commenting, but these are supposed to start tomorrow. These pink slips will start tomorrow. And I think it shows you that
So tomorrow is today, just to let y'all know.
using AI for cost cutting is essentially the holy grail for these big companies. They want to use artificial intelligence to figure out how to take out layers in the office, how to make people more productive, and how to move some of this work to other functions, AI functions.
And we were just talking about AWS, I think, last week with your colleague Brian Chung here. Explain to our viewers, this is sort of scary. We don't want to scare people out there, but Amazon is a tech company. They're obviously invested in AI. We just had Vicky Wynn here talking about AI in the stock rooms. This is different, though, because they have the technology to do AWS, but they're also cutting through AI. And it's kind of putting those two ideas together, right?
Yeah, and it's really interesting to me. They grew like gangbusters through the pandemic, added all these workers, and then realized they had too many workers. And they cut 27,000. I think in 2022, they had a huge downsizing. And this is on top of that. This is even bigger than that, Tom, if it's indeed 30,000 jobs.
And it's your understanding it's because of AI? They're figuring out jobs that AI can take, some of them?
They're cutting costs. Andy Jassy, the CEO this summer, in a memo to employees in June, said they would do everything and they would use any technology they could to cut costs.
Andy Jassy is the former CEO or the former head of Amazon Web Services. It was the profit driver of everything Amazon related, right? And so when you think about this and you start to really make it make sense, you have to start putting two and two together. Amazon has been investing vigorously, and anybody that has ever been a stock club with me knows that I break down that the 8 things that you look for when you look to invest in a company. And Amazon, I use as an example to illustrate that they don't even pay a dividend. The value of the stock itself is largely the way that they bring shareholder value. And one of the things that happened as soon as they made this announcement is that they had a jump in the stock. Now, some people will say, well, Anton, that doesn't make sense. Why would they do a jump in the stock? Why would the stock go up? Because what they're announcing is their future plans to minimize costs. What's the biggest cost that most companies have? Don't worry about it. I'll tell you what it is. The biggest cost that most companies have are people. People and everything that comes with them, the inefficiencies, the cost to train them, your lawsuits, your complaints and turnover, your whining and inability to do their job, the loss of business because of incompetent people, healthcare coverage, training, modules, you tearing up stuff, stealing, theft. People are the biggest cost for a company. People is the biggest. Humans. Human error, human costs, human complaints, human issues, humans being late to the job. Humans are the biggest hurdle for most companies. And if they can figure out how to not deal with humans, then they can increase the value of the company and the profitability of it. And how do you do that? You've been investing for decades into efficiencies, into different experimental technologies, which is now transformed into AI. AI when it comes to your ability to be more efficient. AI when it comes to you actually putting manual labor out to pasture. And so y'all used to be able to go up in the company, you know, when everything get tough, all of that whining, all of that complaining that y'all used to do. Oh my God, I can't believe it. I don't want to deal with this anymore. What don't you want to deal with? Oh, they working us too hard over at Amazon. They working us too hard. I don't like it. I ain't gonna complain. Okay, so then now y'all ain't got nothing to complain about, right? Now, cool. You complaining, too much turnover, you can't meet rate. You don't want to do what you want to do. The women feel like it's too hard. They want to put you in a separate line with a separate rate for the women to be able to pick boxes. All right, well, cool. Well, now we don't have to worry about that anymore. Right? Now we can move a little bit different.
This is something that the companies all across the board have been doing since the pandemic era, what they call overhiring. A lot of these companies saw the growth in how people were relying on tech during the pandemic when they were home. They were obviously ordering a lot more from Amazon because they didn't want to go to the grocery store if they were at-home workers. And the company hired to accommodate that. And now they don't need as many people. But I heard your earlier point, Carol, about AI. I think that's part of it. But I also think that part of it is when these companies go through periods of opportunity where they see a lot of growth, they're seeing that trend line and they're hiring for the future. We're seeing it right now with AI. People are building out, these companies are building out data centers. They don't know if they're actually going to need all of that capacity long term, but they better make that deal today or else they might not have it when they need it. So we do see a lot of anticipatory investment from these tech companies over
That's a nice word, anticipatory. I like that.
time that sometimes they need to pull back on. In big tech, we haven't seen as big a pullback as we have in the past few years since the pandemic. It's really been a change in the culture, this drive for efficiency, for reducing bureaucratic bloat. And it's not just a line they're throwing out there. We are seeing my colleague Matt Day wrote a really interesting story I encourage everyone to read about AWS and how AWS was at the forefront of cloud, really inventing the market. And in the era of AI, they have fallen back in preference for startups. They had that big outage we talked about last time I was on this show. And some of the employees are attributing that to bloat, to this bureaucratic culture. Too many people working on the same things and things not getting done fast enough. So I think, although I hate to see people lose their jobs, I think that is where a lot of this is coming from, the idea that we need these companies in the age of AI to be working faster to try to catch their competitors.
What do I talk about? What is the name of too many people doing the same job and having to merge these different business practices together? What do I call it? What do I tell you that corporate America calls this? Don't worry about it. I'll tell you. It's called synergies. Okay. When a company is looking to make sure that they have synergy, they are trying to minimize it. Okay. So the best way for me to put this is, let's say, for example, Capital One decided that they wanted to purchase Discover, right? Remember when that happened? But they said, but nothing has changed. And so they sent out an email to the people and they said, but nothing has changed. Okay. We're not changing anything. It's going to be the same. You're going to get the same Discover app on the phone, same Capital One, just better services. So what they would do is they would purchase the company, not because they didn't do the same thing, but because they wanted their customer base. They wanted their ability to be able to process credit cards a certain way, right? They wanted the infrastructure. They were standing up certain things, but they didn't necessarily need your workers. We already have our workers, right? When I was working at Flagstar and I had retired in 2019, and so I was working at Comerica Bank, right? And I left Comerica Bank and I retired in 2019 before the pandemic. And so everything has been going really well and all of that. And I had a buddy of mine and he was working at Flagstar and he said, hey, why don't you come in and check out what it is that we got going on and so on and so forth. So I got my visitor pass and all of that. And then next thing you know, they was trying to recruit me to offer me a crazy bag. So I go in there and we worked there. And I only expected to be there for a year, but it wound up going on much longer because, Anton is a bag chaser and I'm not leaving any money on the table. And what happened during that journey, right? What happened during that journey? One of the things that happened during that journey was we wound up merging with New York Community Bank. All right. And at the time, I couldn't tell you guys because I didn't want to get doxxed and I didn't want everybody to be calling my job because I held black women accountable. Oh my God, you need to fire him. So I kept that under wraps and it was real under wraps. And I worked with a whole lot of Indians and Indians weren't necessarily privy to my information or what it is that I got going on. And so nobody was noticing me on the internet until after I had already left the company. And so I retired in 2024, which I should have retired like a year and a half earlier than that again, but they extended me. But one of the things that happened throughout that process was we merged with New York Community Bank. And what also happened was Mr. Cooper. Now, some of you guys may know what Mr. Cooper is. Mr. Cooper is a mortgaging company. So they issue mortgages, whatever, so on and so forth. You can buy mortgages as a financial company. But Mr. Cooper decided that they wanted to buy the majority of our loans. They wanted to purchase a segment of our loans, a block of our loans, but they already had their infrastructure. They already had their own app. They already had a way for you to be able to pay mortgages. They already had this. They already had that. So what they did was they poached several different people and they made offers. And then they said, well, what about you? And I said, nope. Why? Because you guys are going to be trying to get me to come in and I never agreed to that. You're going to try to get me to come in and I never agreed to that. So they says, okay. Now what they didn't know was that I was planning on retiring again a year ago, but I couldn't stop getting them bags. So eventually they offered me a big payday and it wound up working out. But what I found out also was as some of those poached employees went over to work for New York Community Bank, Mr. Cooper, so on and so forth, right? Because banks sell assets all the time. They sell loans, they buy different banks, all of the different stuff. Somebody said Fifth Third bought Comerica. Absolutely, right? So what happens is they have synergy. And what that is we want your customers, we want your people, we want certain things to fill certain positions, but we already have our own infrastructure and we don't need two different applications doing the same thing, even though we are merging with you or we are buying with you. We may not necessarily need that girl over there that's doing secretary work because we got our own secretaries, we got our own call center over here, right? So a company can merge, but then they basically are just taking different parts of the company, or more importantly, in the case of Amazon, you start to see an overlap of responsibilities that now can be combined, and you can either have natural attrition, which means that you're naturally going to have people leaving the company, so on and so forth, or you can be in a position to where they lay people off because they are too bloated and they don't need all of these people doing the same thing at the same time. Twitter. When Elon Musk bought Twitter, he was like, so y'all niggas just walking around doing nothing, huh? Everybody was on the phone. Come with me, guys, as I go throughout my day. And let me show you what I do at Twitter. Elon Musk was watching it before he bought the company. He said, yeah, she got to go. She got to go. They had masseuse. They had never turned a profit. None of that stuff. Same thing. Different people. You notice how y'all don't see none of those videos now? Come with me today as I go work at Microsoft. Come with me today as I take you around my Google campus. You don't see none of that. That was everywhere. Come to work with me, guys, as I go and work for the federal government. Now all of that is stopped. Niggas are staying quiet. They trying to hide out in the corner. Hey, they get done laying everybody off yet? Okay, all right. We safe? Okay, I'm going to just stay quiet over here. People stop recording on their phones with their work uniforms on, so you don't know where they work no more. Everybody just shut up. Everybody just shut up. Come with me while I go and work. And you know what? Lunchtime, I'm going to take a 3-hour lunch. I'm going to get my nails done. I'm going to go take a swim class. I'm going to pick up my kids, feed them, and then I'll go back to the office for 30 minutes, and then I'll leave for home. You don't see none of that no more. You don't see none of that. No. All of that, stop. Everybody shutting up now. Everybody quiet. But now that Amazon and several other companies, I'm going to tell y'all where one of the plays are, okay? No, I'm going to write it down and give it to my pack chasers. I'm not going to get that out. I wish I can give you all that play, but I'm not. And I'm going to talk about it in the bag chasers. When it comes to which companies you should work for and what you should look for and how you can make a whole lot of money. I'll give that to my bag chasers. Nope, not giving it to the general public. But yeah, synergy. So they're leveraging AI, and AI is not only helping them to be more efficient, but those that participate and learn it, a lot of them are taking on more responsibility at their companies. So there's going to be a hiring freeze in addition to the layoffs that I see happening over at Amazon.
A headline like this, Sarah, and I immediately think back to the prominent other headlines that I saw in the last week about big layoffs or mid-sized layoffs at a tech company. Meta Platforms laying off 600 people who work in AI, and then Target retail, not necessarily tech, but Amazon straddles that, right? And we don't know the details of these layoffs yet. But Target to cut 1,800 roles, 8% of its headquarters team. Taken together, is there a story with these three headlines?
Well, I think that the Meta headline and the Amazon headline are certainly related because they're all attributed to this idea of trying to move faster, to cut a lot of the, maybe unnecessary workforce, maybe workforce that they do expect one day will be augmented by AI tools, or are already starting to be augmented by AI tools. But like we've said before, we don't know if the AI tools are actually making people more efficient. That right now,
I'm not gonna wait for a live stream to give you all this. I'm actually gonna just create a separate video and drop it in addition to the live stream that we do in the next couple of days for the bag chasers.
it's more of a hope that will be the case. Certainly in coding, it's had a big role. I'm not sure, because we haven't been able to confirm the report just yet. I'm not sure if these are roles in coding. When it comes to Meta and AI, it's really interesting because they are still shuffling around the leadership and therefore the direction of this very expensive super intelligence team that they pulled together over the course of a few months earlier this year. And it seems like that is something that could give the potential of a slowdown for that company. But a lot is riding on Meta's AI efforts. Both companies, Amazon and Meta, I think we are going to have a lot to learn from this week in their earnings, which are coming Meta on Wednesday, Amazon Thursday. So I think that
we're gonna do a live stream
be
probably
very
Thursday,
key.
y'all.
Yeah, totally.
So that is what's happening over at Amazon and several other companies. They are having, and this is different, way different than 2008. 2008 is nothing that you'll ever experience like 2008. And one of the reasons, even from a layoff perspective, of why this is different is because, what was that, 3? Was that 2, 3? One of the reasons that this is different is because companies are booming now. And they're not laying off because they're under duress or because it's a problem within the company. They're positioning themselves to be even stronger and to have a better balance sheet. And they're bringing more value to the shareholders. It's not because they're struggling. Companies are booming and they still laying off. And it's because they are creating efficiencies. Honestly, let me tell y'all the real truth, what I think is really about to happen. You are going to have to create a job for yourself if you want to thrive and survive going forward. The days of people complaining about where are the jobs and all of that stuff is over. That's not to say that there won't be jobs to be hired for, but this is also, in my opinion, and this is just my personal prediction based off of what I see in the industry, the people that I talk to, and then drawing my own conclusion. I believe that you are going to have to, this is going to become a survival of the fittest, and you are going to become independent contractors, and you're going to have to create an industry for yourself, which basically is people that are starting businesses that serve a purpose, that meet an expectation in the community, and that can provide for their families. You know how foreigners, y'all used to say all of the foreigners would open up the businesses and stuff like that? It's going to be, every economy is going to be a local economy subsidized by a larger economy. Now, what does that mean? That means that you're always going to have the big players. You're going to have the big players, the technology companies. You're going to have Amazon. You're going to have OpenAI. You're going to have Walmart's, the big groceries. You're going to have all of these companies. But I think that where the market is going is everything is going to be specialized. So for you to survive, or for the smart ones that are looking to pivot, you are going to have to create the space for yourself. You're going to have to be a value add. There is no longer going to be those type of jobs where you could just get a job. I mean, they'll be around. Like, there'll always be those type of jobs around. But you just go out and just get a job, and that's just the end of it, right? You're going to have to be specialized. And if you ever able to separate yourself, how you're going to become independent, or how you're going to be able to be a lot more efficient, is you're going to have to create a job for yourself. Now, what is that going to do? That is going to force you to do a few different things. You're going to have to pay for your own health care. You're going to have to manage your finances more effectively. You're going to have to pick better spouses. You're going to have to pick better spouses. In order to survive and be successful, you're going to have a better network. You're going to have to go outside. You're going to have to learn everything about the different businesses. We used to laugh, or we used to talk about different people that came over here that couldn't speak English. But what they did for them to survive was they created jobs for themselves. They opened up their own restaurant, and they didn't hire people. They worked the restaurants. They worked them. That's what you're going to have to see. In creating a job for yourself, you're going to have to take a risk. That means that you're going to have to invest in yourself. Where the majority of the funding is going to come to small business owners who are looking to expand, or who have a proven concept, or who can add value to a group of people, or within a city, or within the economy. People moving is not going to be for jobs themselves, but it's going to be for opportunities and untapped markets. Things that you can't do or experience on the internet, right? Those are going to be the most sought after things. So a lot of people upset at that. I see people hitting the dislike button because I said that. I don't care. That's not my problem. You can feel some type of way all you want to, but it don't change anything. It ain't going to change nothing. You still going to have to create your own economy. Don't you see how it's already playing with gig work? They've already conditioned y'all to be this way. Everybody is an independent contractor. Everybody is doing DoorDash. Everybody is doing Grubhub. Everybody is doing Uber Eats. Some people are doing Uber Black. Some people are doing Lyft. Some people are doing Postmates. It's a lot of people that's selling stuff on Facebook Marketplace. Everybody trying to get involved and trying to figure out a hustle. Here in Detroit, I don't know nobody that work only one job or two jobs. The only chicks that's doing that, or the only people that's doing that, is chicks that's being subsidized and taken care of by another man. And so it's just the truth. We've already been conditioned for this to be the way that we move. Even with people that do for Amazon, they don't work for Amazon directly. They do Amazon. They work for a contractor that has a contract with Amazon, and Amazon then prevents them from being able to be a delivery company for anybody else. So then they become dependent on the system, right? So when you see this type of stuff happening and you see it playing out in real time, I'm not telling you nothing based off of what I think. I'm telling you what's really happening in the industry. They want to remove the liability, but they also need to depend on the people. So basically, everybody are either going to become suppliers, you're going to be high-end workers. There's always going to be people that need to be doctors, physicians, all of that stuff. Paralegals is going away. People that work at law firms are going away because people are leveraging AI as their assistant. And so that is going to be going away unless you work for a big firm. And so the big jobs are the ones that people are going to be chasing so that they can have those jobs, but they're going to be more competitive, and it's going to take a lot more work ethic, which then will filter out a lot of the women unless you are one of those women that need to work super hard. I think that there's going to be more families, more people getting married, more people staying together, more people depending on each other. If you want to have kids, you're going to have a chick that's willing to be on your program, and then she's going to have to fill in the gaps. And so we're going to go back to a time through technology that is forcing us to go back to the ways that things used to be in order for us to be successful. And people are going to have to create jobs for themselves. Trades are going to be at a premium. Trades are going to be at a premium. People that can do great things physically with their hands. Working from home, forget about it. You're going to have to be out in the field. You're going to have to be out in the field. Working from home, that is largely not going to be a thing. It's going to be a thing of the past. What we are seeing is, somebody just said it in the chat, it's a reset. Kirsten D. It's a reset. It's getting back to the core of things. It's getting back to the core of things. It's a reset. Everything is going to be independent, and the companies and even the media companies, they're going to be swallowing up and they're going to be signing content creators. Content creation is the new record labels. Nobody even cares about music. There's going to be some people, and it's going to be stragglers here and there, Music industry is oversaturated, but the people that's really essentially the music industry has become content creators. A lot of those guys is lazy and they trying to pivot into doing some of the stuff that we doing, right? Everything is going to evolve and everything is going to change. People are going to start podcasting on Netflix. Netflix is going to start doing physical podcasts. They're going to be doing live streams, live shows on Netflix. That's going to be the next play because they want to try to compete with YouTube. YouTube is the biggest streaming platform, bar none. There is no platform that generates more revenue and that streams and does all of this than YouTube. The music industry been down for a long time. That's why they started doing 360 deals, because they had to recoup. They had to recoup. They had to recoup. Flat out. Flat out. And I'll tell you another thing. If you smart, the new retirement, okay? Let me pivot to y'all on this one, and then we can go into the next story. The new retirement, the new form of retirement is not going to be based off of trying to depend on Social Security. It's not even going to be 401ks, 403bs, TSAs. TSAs are still going to be in existence because you still need the military. The military is going to change. Military is going to change 100%. But it's not going to be that. It's going to be equity. You know how Andrew Yang came through and he was talking about universal basic income? The basic income is going to be the dividends based off of how you invest in the companies individually. IRAs will still exist, 401ks will still exist, but the main way you make income is to make the investments early. The dividends that you get from investing and pivoting your portfolio into different companies is how that's going to be your new retirement. I'm telling you the future. Man, oh man. Man, oh man. I am trying to tell you and prepare you. I ain't even preparing you. I'm preparing your children. It's been a class war. I've been telling y'all that for nearly a fucking decade. It is a class war. You were distracted focusing on race. My man said it in the beginning. Addiction doesn't have a gender or a race. Nobody cares about racism. It's not going to be about that. It's always been about the bag. It's always been about the money. Always. Always. And I'm warning you, I'm telling you that the people that will thrive and survive are going to be the hustlers. The people that thrive and survive are going to be the hustlers. Vegas is going to change. Everything is going to change over the next 10 years. Everything is going to change. Oh, ain't no more pensions. You can forget pensions. They phased pensions out like a mug, didn't they? They phased pensions out like a mug, didn't they? We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it in the Patreon. I got some good stuff for y'all. I can't wait to take this filter off and this entertainment part off of my this muzzle. I like live streaming on the regular because I get to clown around and say and do stuff and put the medicine in the candy. But I get to take this muzzle off when I get into the Patreon. We could just get straight to business and I can start talking that money talk. So Yep. It's going to be great. Well, yeah, the police still have them, but pensions from like regular companies, right? It's from like, automakers got rid of pensions a long time ago, stuff like that. I think that the post office is going to be spun off. That's going to be its own entity. Before these 4 years is up, I strongly believe, and I could be wrong, I could be dead wrong on that, but I think that the Trump administration is going to look to spin off the post office and or keep it as is, but outsource the majority of what it is, right? So delivery services, not spin it off, but it's going to morph into the majority of the work is going to go to the UPSs, the Amazons, the FedExes, all of that stuff, DHL, everything. Teachers is cooked, Eric D. Teachers are going to be the ones that's cooked the most. Teachers is cooked. Teachers is cooked. Make sure y'all hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. Hold on, let me fix something real quick. One, two, three, four. I'm going to save car repossessions last. And I'm trying to pick between two other ones. So I got men skipping college and Maryland losing people. Which one y'all want to go with? I'm going to let the chat decide. Men skipping college or Maryland losing people. April says I'm not having kids. I think that that's not a bad idea either. I mean, if you want to have kids, cool, but I'm not sure if that's a bad idea either. Men skipping college, Maryland losing people. Some people saying Maryland. Men, Maryland. Let me see a little bit more. It's kind of a mixed bag. It's mixed. All right, so we'll do both then, and I'll do the cars, the automakers market tomorrow. I'll bring that up tomorrow, but we'll do both of those then. All right. Let's start off with Maryland losing people, and then we'll go to men skipping college because we got to get to the money. 4. I'm going to read some of the super chats first, and then we'll deep dive into that. Let me get my setup going. Morning show. Let me read some of these super chats. I really enjoy streaming with y'all. I really do. It's pretty awesome. Just a brown girl in America says, hey, Anton, my advisor found my old 403B. Had about 2,000 in it. Should I tell him to invest the money I forgot I had? Yeah, you don't want to touch that. Don't touch it. Just reinvest it. Absolutely. Don't even touch it. Act like it never existed. Landlord Sports. Shout out to Landlord Sports. Says hold on. Let me see what's happening out here. I need to see some of y'all channels.
So this guy finally found this.
Shout out to Landlord Sports, landlord from Alabama in the building. All right. Is you? Let me see your latest video. I'm going to start pulling y'all up.
Needed to do your job while you trying to help other people with.
Streamed 18 hours ago.
I just did it real quickly. Okay, I got the notification. Okay, so he was on here, and then Wednesday's the moving shaker, so he got shit to do. But he'll be back on here momentarily. This is Cowboys Uncut, the most unfiltered.
All right, I see you, big dog. I like to look at people's stuff, so shout out to you. Let's see. Landlord. Well, let's hold off. Let's hold off. I ain't gonna put it up there yet. I'm gonna start previewing your. I'm gonna start randomly selecting people, and then I'm gonna start showing love to people. Shout out to Landlord Sports. I'm gonna start randomly picking y'all channels and throwing it up there. All right. So y'all better be ready. You never know when I'm gonna show y'all some love. He says, I dated a Jamaican girl. We was out of town, so we ordered an Uber, and the driver was a Jamaican man. I could feel the hate in the air. They don't like us like that. Task and Purpose says, as some sectors suffer job losses, there are other industries that are booming, such as electrical trades and large data centers that are getting built out. That's a fact. That's why I tell people they got to pivot. Manny Plays PC says, I've seen those videos. A Google employee showed up at 9 a.m., took a half-hour break at 10:30, and then 1 hour lunch at 1 p.m. and then left at 3. Yeah, they be out. They was wilding, bro. Ray Sean, text me, bro. Text me, Ray Sean. Jason 18 says, AD, always respect the fact that you realize the women behind us help make us great and successful. Marriage/partnership is so key. Real women respect. More Than Mellow says, universal basic income will be the new right people fight for. I don't know who gonna pay for it because the show ain't gonna be me. I'll move to a whole nother country first before I start upping my taxes. We merging RWA with NFT and DeFi body bags, says Dr. Frankenstein. Yannick says, I don't know about y'all, but my prompt game is crazy. Yeah, my prompt game is crazy too. You know who else's prompt game is crazy? Your car. Your car got crazy prompt game. I don't believe these bubbleheads. They're chasing the wrong narratives and they are afraid to take risks. Timestamp what AD said today about AI. Join the bag chasers. 392Q says, the new Tesla robot might phase out significant others. That robot can literally do everything. 12-hour battery and can lift 120. It can lift 120 pounds. Sheesh. Ray Sean hit me up, says, Anton, I have the information. May I have the information of your text plug, please? And thank you. Ray Sean, text me. I don't see Ray Sean texting me. Send me a text message, Ray Sean. All right. They say dude probably called you a pussy hole under his breath when he pulled up in that Jamaican car. Oh, we on 4? We got 4? Is it 4? Let me see.
Reveal that more people are moving out of Maryland than moving into the state.
Yeah, so the state comptroller's office says Maryland has been losing about 40,000 residents on average each year to states with more affordable housing.
Lionel Donovan.
What's wrong with Maryland, yo? Did y'all hear that? I'm going to start it over. I'm going to play it over for y'all.
Maryland than moving into the state.
Yeah, so the state comptroller's office says Maryland has been losing about 40,000 residents on average each.
Do you know how bad that is? Do you know how bad that is? Do you know how bad that is? To be losing on average. I hear you, Aaliyah. To be losing on average 40,000 people every single year, you're losing your tax base. Yes, Governor Westmore, who's raising taxes on people. You're losing your tax base. If you are losing 40,000 people per year, now you got to remember, part of the reason why people was living in Maryland because it gets cold as hell. You know, like you can leverage certain things if you in Texas because, you know, you don't have no state taxes, or California because, you know, you on the West Coast and the weather is better. Or you can move a certain type of way if you over in New York because they just got the infrastructure and they're the financial capital of the world, right? You can't afford as a Maryland. Probably about a good 40 states can't afford to not compete with other states for the best of the best when it comes to talent, businesses, everything. This is one of the reasons why Chicago is going to continue to have a budget deficit. Next year, 2027's budget deficit, because 2026 is cooked. 2027 budget deficit over in Chicago is going to be crazy. It's going up. It's going to be even worse. It's going to be even worse. Yep, Mika has been saying this.
Year to states with more affordable housing.
Lionel Donovan shows us how the people who are sticking around are making do.
Finding affordable housing is an ongoing problem in Rockville, but it's not a problem that's unique to the city. Maryland's comptroller recently released a report that reveals that between 2000 and 2022, the number of households in Maryland that are able to earn enough income to afford a median price home has dropped by more than 25%. Today, I spoke with a Marylander who's had to leave Montgomery County to find a more affordable place to live, but she says she might not be done moving.
It just really meant a lot to me, you know, to be able to say, you know, I'm back here in Rockville.
But this past February, Sherry Cook had to leave the city her family called home for generations. The reason? The price of housing just kept going up. And as a furloughed federal worker, she says the recent upheavals from D.C. only added more uncertainty to her life.
Not knowing how much it would possibly go up was the scary part.
Right.
And so, after things went up the way they did, it was a better choice to just go ahead and leave.
She now lives in Bowie, but her story is quickly becoming more common in Maryland. A recent report from the state's comptroller revealed that between 2010 and 2023, Maryland lost a total of 2.3 million residents to other states.
That is insane. Did you hear what he said? Between 2020 and 2023, is that what he said?
And leave.
She now lives in Bowie, but her story is quickly becoming more common in Maryland. A recent report from the state's comptroller revealed that between 2010 and 2023,
I was about to say, that's a lot of people still. From 2010 to 2023, so that's 13 years, 2.3 million people. Okay, so let's do some math real quick. So that's 13 years, 2.3 million people divided by 13. Y'all been losing 178,000 people a year on average. On average, y'all slowed it to 40. On average, you're telling me 178,000 people y'all been losing on average per year? That's pretty savage. That's crazy. That's crazy. Now you got to remember though, is that fluctuates depending on what's happening at that particular time, right? So over the last 4 years, for example, or 2 to 4 years, there could have been a bigger exodus of people out of the state because of what was going on and their inability to be able to manage things, the way that they're supposed to manage it. That's a lot of people. In Oklahoma, y'all gaining people. That's a lot of people, bro. 2.3. That's 2.3 million in your tax base that's leaving. That's jobs, that's shopping, that's homes, that's schools, that's going to the police. It's all of this stuff. That's a lot of people, bro.
Maryland lost a total of 2.3 million residents to other states. Only 2
Hold on, man.
million people moved into Maryland in that same time frame. Cook says she's not surprised.
If you look at just this immediate area,
that means that the real estate market is not going to be as robust either.
Cost of living is absolutely not in the circle for the residents.
The report pointed to a lack of supply for high housing costs. In a letter, Comptroller Brooke Learman said the Department of Housing and Community Development recently reported a current shortage of 100,000 housing units in Maryland. These numbers are unacceptable. Rockville Councilmember Isola Shaw says while more supply can help, Maryland shouldn't wait to act while new housing is built.
It's not like rent is going to go down the next day. It can take years for it to even be comparable. So there are policies like rent stabilization and some other policies that are more immediate to help our community stay in its place.
Lionel Donovan,
So many of these places and these legislators and these governors and these mayors, they are running people out of these states. And what they don't know is that nobody is dedicated and beholden to your bad policy. So people are leaving. People will leave in 5 seconds. People will leave in 5 seconds. Boy, I'm already plotting on being a snowbird. I'm already plotting on being a snowbird. My daughter, hey, I'm going to spend my spring, summer, and fall in the city. And in the wintertime, I might be like, when it get too cold, I'm going to be heading out I'm going back to Cali. I'm going back to Cali. I don't think so. I'm thinking about it. I might not even need no tickets to the games no more because I'm cool with October, November, December, January, February, March, April though. Come back in April. I'm back. And not Los Angeles either. Y'all can have Los Angeles. You could take Los Angeles to hell in a hell basket. There ain't nothing out there in Los Angeles at all. Real estate bubble about to bust in California and Nevada and Arizona, empty buildings and apartments. Pull up to Texas. It's nice in the winter. Anton, are you still thinking about going to San Diego? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. And you know how it's happening in San Diego. They pricing out the locals too. We about to gentrify that bitch. We about to reverse gentrify it. We pricing out the locals in San Diego, so we going to get them out of there. Did you hear what I said? People complaining like a mug over in San Diego.
realizing that your lip. Share a rant about San Diego for a second. I was raised here for a majority of my life. My entire family lives here for generations, and the way that locals are getting.
They pricing out the locals. We getting them up out of there. Give me a second. Let me show you. We about to tear them out the frame over there in San Diego.
I was raised here for a majority of my life. My entire family lives here for generations, and the way that locals are getting priced out is just something that needs to really be talked about more on a very serious level. It is just absolutely insane, the price of everything now and how much higher it has gone and how much the quality has gone down. Like, everything. Don't even get me started on SDG&E. SDG&E and I have beef. Tell me why my delivery fee is the same price, if not more, than what my electric generation is. And I don't have AC. Like, I really don't use a lot of electricity at all. Why is my bill almost $400 every month? I don't know. I had someone come out here and look, and guess what? They charged me to have someone come out here and look. They found nothing. They're like, that's just normal. No, it's fucking not. Traffic. Why is traffic start at 2 p.m. and why does it go till 7? Good luck getting anywhere. It's like you're almost imprisoned in your house between the hours of 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. And then if you want to go out after that, you better wait till after traffic after 7 p.m. Going out to eat. Prices have skyrocketed. Absolutely skyrocketed, which I get, like, servers and stuff and like these businesses have to stay open, but it's gotten to the point where it's like I can't even go out and eat anymore. It's just so much money. And the quality has like significantly decreased. It's just like not even worth it at this point. Groceries here, absolutely ridiculous. And I like try and go to grocery outlet, or I try and go to Costco when I can and get what I can. But I mean, sometimes you have to just go to the other, like the Bonds or the Ralphs, and it's just ridiculous how much they're charging. And then don't get me started on like gas, $5 a gallon, absolutely ridiculous. Rent. I live in a house. I've lived here for almost 6 years, so I'm very grateful that I have this price that I've been paying for.
Zillow, San Diego, rent. Let's see if she know what she talking about. I guess we're not gonna do no prices. It's a lot of units that's available for rent all around San Diego. Okay, all right. Let me see something real quick. Yeah, y'all all the way down there. I don't want no units. Y'all just like everywhere else. Why is it any different? It's apartment buildings, $2,400 for a studio, $2,800. That's expensive as fuck. A 1-bedroom is $28, $22, $24 for 1-bedroom. Studio, $2,000. These are all apartments. So let's go property type. Let's go houses. 2-bed. Jesus. $6,300 for a 2-bed, 1 bath. Is that that's a restaurant table. That's the stainless steel table that we be having in the restaurants. You must be paying for the area. 100% paying for the area because this ain't nothing in there. Look at this, $6,300 a month for this little house. $29. Look like, I mean, you can go in there and get an apartment. Oh, not a mobster trying to sell me a house or get me to rent a house. A 3-bed, 3-bath for $8,300. Who was this guy in the door half? Come on, big dog. 8,300, huh? Let me see what that hood look like. Must be near the water or something. $4,000 a month for 3-bed, 2 bathrooms. $5,200 a month for a 2 and 2. $14,000 a month for a that's a 5 and 5. $15,000 a month for a 5 and 5. That's a hell of a view though. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's a heck of a layout right there. I like that shit. But the double doors over there, I like that. I like that. Got the you can view the water from there too. You just it's one step away though. I like that. That's a play right there. That's not gonna help me with my boxolitis though. That's not gonna help me with my boxolitis. My boxolitis will flare up. That's not good. Boxolitis. My boxolitis might flare up. I can't do it. I can't do it. Let me just see something else. Let me figure something out. Let's do this. Shit. Hello. It says, can I call you right back? Okay, I'll call you right back. I want that junk modern. That's crazy right there, though. That's it right there. That's it right there. That's it. That's it. Let me get the fuck off of here. About to have me in trouble. Ain't about to have me out here crashing out. Oh. Boy. Mm. Oh man. This is why we got to make all of the money, man. This is why we got to make all of the money. Cause it's why we got to make all of the money, bro. Cause we got stuff that we need to do. We got places to see, people to do. We got a lot of stuff to do out here, man. Now tell me she ain't going. Tell me she not going, because I know a lot of y'all saying, no, she loyal. She loyal. I know she loyal. Loyal to what? Loyal to what? Who's she loyal to? What, matter of fact, what is she loyal to? That's what I'm trying to figure out. No, seriously, tell me about how loyal she is. I want to know. Relationship, poop, down the drain. The relationship, boop, down the drain. I just want to know how loyal is she? How loyal is she? Huh? Tell me. Tell me. Have her fighting all kind of crazy into it. Because even if she was loyal, let's say, for example, she was loyal, right? And it's cool. All right, cool. I feel you. You know what? I respect you, baby girl, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Anytime that y'all get into an argument, she not going to say it out loud, but she going to say, instead of dealing with your raggedy ass playing video games all day, I could have been sitting on the beach in an $85,000 a month house. You telling me she don't want to do it again? Man, listen, bro. Sometimes your motivations may be different. Sometimes your motivation is, man, I ain't never, ever. And see, we be having the wrong type of conversations, right? Man, I'm going to read Super Chat shortly after I do this next segment. But see, we be having the wrong type of, honest to God, we having the wrong type of conversations. People up here fighting and junk, man, it's people that pay $85,000 a month. And they really do pay it. They pay 85 grand a month. And they don't even blink. Don't sweat. Ain't a problem. Ain't none of that type of junk, right? And we trying to figure out, okay, we got to get to the money. We need to live this lifestyle. You only live one time. And you got people out here fighting over this dumb junk, beefing with each other. Nigga, I ain't beefing with you. I ain't not in real life. I'm trying to figure out what the money is. We having a wrong fucking conversations, bro. Like, forget what you talking about. What's out there? What's out there, man? Because, see, you know me. I'ma spend it. I'ma spend it without even blinking. I'ma spend it. I'ma find a reason to spend it. I'ma blow every dime. All of that money is gone. I'm spending it, and I ain't even gonna think twice about it. Where Anton at? Living in the $85,000 a month crib. I'm blowing it. I'm blowing it all day long. Real talk. I ain't even gonna think about it. You know me, because I'm looking for a reason to trick off some money on myself. I'm looking for a reason to trick off some money on myself. I need another write-off anyway. Seriously, bro. So we having the wrong type of conversations. I ain't on that dusty stuff. I ain't gonna have no lot of roommates. It's just gonna be me. It's gonna be me, just me. I don't need no roommates. My money is different over here. I don't need no roommates. No roommates, no help, no nothing. Just good time, good food, good energy, and some good. I don't need no roommates. And y'all talking about y'all don't want to go to college.
In the spring, I reported on the declining number of black men enrolling in college, particularly at historically black colleges and universities. Administrators called the trend concerning and in response initiated research and student support programs to understand what's driving the decline and how to increase the numbers. In this update, supported by the Education Writers Association, I went back to Morgan State University to check on the progress there and visited North Carolina A&T to get a look at how their Aggie men's program is garnering success. That's what we do. Since the start of the year, Morgan State University faculty and researchers at the school have been busy.
I can't do this one. I don't like the music. I'm sorry. I don't like the music.
Black enrollment at several.
It's badly produced. So we're going to go over to this one.
Ivy League universities dropped this fall. That's after steady increases over decades. Analysis by the Associated Press shows the decrease 2 years after the Supreme Court prohibited affirmative action as a factor in admissions. The decline coincides with the president scrutinizing elite colleges and their policies. Now, there is one exception of these elite schools, Smith College. The number of black students enrolled there has risen. Joining me now is the Vice President of Enrollment at Smith College, Joanna May. Thank you so much for being with me.
What is Smith's College?
So the AP looked at 20 schools and they found a decrease from 2023 to 2025 of black students in the freshman class, except for Smith. You see, we'll put the numbers for Smith up, the increase there. To what do you attribute that outlier status? What are you doing that the others are not?
Well, I think it's a testament to Smith as an institution and to the admissions staff and how they articulate the value of Smith education to students. We overall enrolled one of our largest classes in history this year in one of our most selective admission cycles. We actually had a similar number of black applicants to past years and admitted slightly fewer black students this year, but our yield on black students, so the number of admitted students who chose Smith, increased significantly. And the reasons that happened, I think, of course, are very individual for every student and family, but I think that as a whole, the students are looking for college, the kind of college environment that Smith provides, and that our mission resonates with students, particularly students of color.
Let's put up some of the comparable schools here and the decreases from 2023 to 2025. Columbia in 2023, 20% of their freshman class was black, 13% this year. Harvard, 18% versus 11.5. Princeton, 9% in 2023, 5% this year. Diversity at the Department of Education has become in some ways a dirty word. And there are universities or schools that are shy of using it. I've read some of the interviews you participated in, even internally within the school, and it's a word that you all don't shy away from. Do you believe that this outlier status and your attention to diversity makes you a target?
I think we're staying focused on Smith, and we're thrilled with.
Is this a woman's college? This is a woman's college. Typical. So I don't know how they do it. I would have to figure out how they're saying this 100% of every student's demonstration need is met through our comprehensive approach to financial aid. There is no fee to apply for admission. 100% of every student's demonstrated need is met. Financial aid packages contain no loans. Every Smith student is eligible for at least one summer of internship or research funding. Incoming high-need students may be eligible for startup grants to help with transition to Smith. There is no income cutoff for financial aid. Pay no tuition. Families with an annual income up to $150,000 and typical assets. Students may qualify for financial aid, made possible through the college's endowment and generous philanthropy of Smith's alums and donors, whose gifts carry forward founder Sophia Smith's vision of education as a public good. 61% of students received a need-based grant. $110 million in financial aid awarded by Smith during it. What is the size of this? Yeah, this is all women's. This is an all women's college. So there you go then. I mean, shout out to them, but at the same time, what they failed to mention, and this is why I started to deep dive myself. I need to know myself. I need to know myself. I want to know what's going on. I want to know what's going on. They're not targeting men. They're not targeting men at all. So when they start talking, let me see.
With the increased diversity of the class, we were founded 150 years ago at a time where women were not allowed to attend elite colleges and universities. And so that mission of access and academic excellence has been a hallmark of Smith from the beginning. And I think students are connecting to that more now, perhaps given the political moment. But I think we're just staying focused on us and we're following the law that was established by the Students for Fair Admission decision. We don't consider racial classification in our admissions process, but we still strive to enroll a diverse student body and diverse across every different metric, not just race and ethnicity, but geography, socioeconomic background, academic interest, extracurricular talent. Because we know Smith is a better and stronger place when students are exposed to people who are different from them.
And so you say you don't consider race in admissions, as is prohibited by law now after the ruling from the Supreme Court. But the president and the administration have been zeroing in on some of those racial proxies, as they say it, the ways to get to the question of race without asking it explicitly. And you also say that you are not using those.
Correct. We actually don't get access to the racial demographics of the applicant pool, either for individual applicants or for the pool as a whole, until after the student is enrolled. And so we don't really know what the diversity of the class or the pool is until that information is revealed over the summer once the class is closed. We've always strove to enroll a socioeconomically diverse student body. We offer one of the best financial aid programs in the country. We meet the full demonstrated need of every student, and we do that with grants and not loans, so our students are able to graduate debt-free. We just announced a new financial aid initiative called the Next 150 Pledge in honor of Smith's 150th anniversary. So
it says that the average salary well after years after graduation is about $45,000 a year. 91% graduation rate. They only graduating women. It's a women's only college. They have about 2,300 to 2,500 students on campus. Average incoming class is, I don't even remember. I think it was like a little over 2,000 students or something like that. I don't know. So I don't know, man. Like, it's honestly, I'm gonna be real with you. I think that most people should go to. Most guys should probably get a trade. I think that most guys should probably get a trade. I think that a lot of guys, we got a lazy generation of guys that don't want to do stuff physical with their hands no more. Everybody just want to sleep. Everybody want to chill. They don't really want to go out there and grind and get it. They don't want to pay their dues. They don't want to build their companies. Man, you should become an electrician, bro. Seriously, you should become a plumber in real life. And they're always going to need plumbers. They're always going to need electricians. They always going to need skilled tradesmen. But people don't want to do anything like that, right? And so I'm not telling you that you got to do that forever, but I'm telling you if you want a foundation and you want a skill set that you'll always want to be able to make money, I think we need to start pushing skilled trades, bro. It's very rare. You can raise a family. You can have a good life. You may not be out there with me in San Diego making spending $85,000 a month on rent, but you can absolutely have a good life, and you can get there. You just got to make the right investments with the money that you make. But I don't know, man. Like, they never even said nothing about the fact that it was a women's only college. And CNN, this guy, he picks one college, and it's this niche college that's a tier 2 private liberal arts college. And they're talking about, see, they keep trying to push y'all. They keep trying to promote a certain thing, man. And I don't like these agendas. That's why I gotta go and do my own research, because people don't want to actually know the truth. So I had to deep dive a little bit to better understand certain things. Most people don't want to get into trades, though. They don't. They don't. They don't want to get into trades. There's a stigma with trades among young people. Well, here's the other part of that, though. Who you trying to impress? You trying to get your money up, or you trying to impress people? Are you trying to get your money up, or are you trying to impress people? That's what I'm trying to understand. Because, see, it ain't no pride in being broke. And it's a lot of people that's watching the calendar. Now, all of a sudden, everybody want to call a senator. Everybody want to call their congressman. Hey, guys, are you actually voting? Can I have an appointment today? Is that why they was calling me? No, I ain't had no appointment today. Why do it say, hold on. Why do it say I got a prostate exam coming up in a couple days? What? Hold on. Let me see something. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm a little perplexed. Because, you know, when you got to do this type of stuff, you got to get a little prepared. I'll read y'all super chats in a minute. Give me a second.
Your call has been forwarded to voice.
Let's know what's going on. Is that what they was calling me for? I need to figure this out because they calling me talking about, can we confirm your appointment? And I'm like, what is this appointment that you need to confirm? Call me now. ASAP. Not happy about that. Might have to cancel the live stream that day so I can mentally prepare myself. What up, Aaliyah? What up, though? X&O says, found your channel 2 weeks ago, and this is my first live. I'm trying to join the Bag Chasers, aka Young Sack Runners. Anyways, love the content. Shout out to y'all. Make sure y'all tapping into the live stream tonight on Room 9. Body Bag says, we'll turn Motor City into Meta City, hashtag 7 Mile. Shout out to Body Bags Villainera. Mr. Joe says, I can't stand Westmore. Can't wait to vote him out next November. Y'all ain't voting out Westmore. What up, Rosalinda? Idlebird, I appreciate you. Thank you for the 10 ball. Ray C says, help me understand. If you lay everyone off, who's going to pay all of these new products that companies are marketing to us? Does that make sense? Yeah, people going to figure out how to get some money, though. That'd be all right. Chris, your addiction love says, I can see all the ladies in that house. Hey, I'm on a live stream.
What's going on?
I'm looking at my calendar. It says I got a prostate exam coming up.
Yeah,
I didn't know about that.
it's your yearly one. I mean, you got to go every year, sir.
I got to go every year? I didn't know I had to go every year.
Yeah, because you have a history in your family, so you have to go every year.
No, I don't.
No, you don't what?
My father and none of them ain't never had no cancer.
You want to talk about this offline or?
So I got to go every year?
Yeah. Yep. Yes, sir.
Every year?
Yes. Every year.
How you know my history? How you know what's going on in my history and I don't? What are you giggling about?
I know everything. Everything that I'm supposed to know, I know.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
No, you don't.
Everything I'm supposed to know, I know.
Like what? What else? You know.
Might want to call me later.
Oh my gosh. I don't want to do it. Can I do it like on a weekend or something?
You know they're not open on the weekend. That is the latest appointment that they have. And it's closer to where you are. And it shouldn't take but a second.
Oh my God. All right. Bye.
Don't overthink it.
Bye.
Don't think too much into it.
Bye. Telling me don't overthink it. I'm not happy about this. Because I don't have no time to think it through and try to figure it out and get my mind together. Oh, man. Oh, man, oh, man, oh, man, oh, man, oh, man. I don't have no choice but to do it. It just is what it is. Anyways, let me see what else is going on in these streets. Chris says, love, I can see all the ladies in the house from the show. Do it and live stream it. Everybody ain't coming. I can tell you who coming and who ain't gonna come. Martin Muhammad says, I flew in from ATL to check on my mom, 90, dad, 88, went to the Celtics opener Smiled when I saw you holding it down a couple seats to the left of the bench. Did you chop it up with Isaiah and any of the others? Yeah, they cool. They cool people. JR says, twice warned is enough for me. Just join the annual sub to the Bag Chasers. We gonna live stream into it. Might be 3 days because I might be recovering from getting a whatever this is, a prostate exam. I'm learning AI right now in order to integrate it into my gunsmithing company. Smart. We'll be cutting my first lower receiver on Saturday. Shout out to Christopher Mayberry. I appreciate you. Mr. Joe says, I'm a truck driver, 18-wheeler, and I'm the highest earner in my family. Trade pays if you're willing to work. PJ says, shout out to you, AD. This is for the plaques you earned. Thank you, my friend. Martin Muhammad says, that doesn't mean you get the full treatment exam. Blood work tells a lot. I just got all of my blood work done. I literally just got all of my blood work. Corey P says, shout out to AD getting poked early. Oh, man. Jesus, Lord have mercy. She must be talking about like on my mother's side. Something I'm not familiar with on my mother's side. Maybe that's what it is. I know what it is. I had it done last year. I know what it is. I had it done last year. Good God. But fellas, we have to take care of ourselves. We got to go to our doctor's appointments and we got to take care of business. All right? Toot that A up, says John Clean. Oh, man. Oh, my God. Well, I got to go pick up a truck, so I'm not looking forward to this. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I'm going to holler at y'all later. I'm not feeling good.